And one of the benefits of having a team is, even a small team, is the opportunity to give and receive feedback. Now, this is especially important when it comes to design, as feedback from others can help you improve and refine your work. But I also realize that there's many of us out there in residential design that work alone. While this has some advantages, such as lower business operating expenses and more flexibility, the lack of regular peer interaction and feedback can potentially lead to some missed opportunities for innovation or alternate solutions. The one choice you have is to join an architectural association, like AIBD. Now, doing so could provide opportunities for networking and peer interactions. Another option is to attend conferences and workshops. Now, these events allow for knowledge sharing and the exposure to new ideas. And another one that I can think of is online forums and communities. And I've observed some of you posting your work on social media groups. This can be a great way to get diverse perspectives and suggestions from fellow designers. Regardless of where you seek out your feedback, the results can be rewarding and disastrous. So here are 5 swift pointers that I have on gathering feedback from your work, whether it's in person or remotely. You are not your work. Seeking feedback can be nerve-wracking for designers, especially those new to the field. Remember that the purpose of feedback is to improve your work, not to attack you or criticize you personally. And sometimes, especially on social media, that's how it comes across. Key phrase to remember, I'll say it again, is you are not your work. While your work reflects your problem-solving abilities, separating yourself from it is critical for improvement. Stay open to different perspectives and try not to take things too personally. Next, set the stage. When presenting your work for evaluation, remember that you're in control. Your peers are depending on you to present the work in a way that they can understand, which will in turn set them up to discuss it with you. What do you think is a very wide door that you probably don't want to open. Instead, provide context and ask specific questions. That will help guide the discussion, of course. For example, what do you think of the layout? Or do you have any suggestions for improving the whatever? It's important to give context. What are you striving to accomplish, and what kind of feedback are you looking for? Now, this way, if your design choices involve something that represents a bit of a break from the conventional, they'll understand. Then there's consider the source. Make sure it comes from a place of knowledge and experience. When receiving feedback, consider the experience or expertise of the person providing it before you take it too seriously. And when it comes from a reputable source, focus on understanding your critic's perspectives. Instead of just accepting the criticism at face value, ask follow-up questions to better understand where the critic's coming from. Number 5, listen actively. Avoid defending your work when you're receiving your feedback. A common pitfall is the feeling that you have to respond to every single piece of advice and somehow incorporate it into the next revision. Sorting through the feedback is a process itself. Synthesizing feedback almost always means that you're going to disregard some of it. The criticism has its foes, chief among them being anxiety, subjectivity, and the lack of context. These hurdles can really get in the way of both the presenters and the peers. It's important to value the opinions of your peers, but also remember that ultimately you are the designer and have the final say in your work. Oh yeah, let's not forget the client. They usually have something to say about it too. Thanks for watching this entire video, and have a triumphant week.